In this video, we're going to cover factoring polynomials. Names are factoring by common factor, factoring quadratics with a leading coefficient of 1, factoring quadratics with a leading coefficient greater than 1 by diamond method, factoring by groupings, difference of two squares, and tasks to check your understanding. At the end of this video, I would like to challenge you to check your understanding, so I prepared a task for you. Comment below your answers or questions about factoring polynomials. You will see this task again at the end of this video. Let's start with the common factor. To do that, we have to find the GCF of the numbers and the variables. For the first example, we have 4x plus 12, and the GCF of the 4 and 12 is 4. Now, in terms of the variable, all the terms must have the same variable so we can get the GCF. Now, since the first term only have its variable, so the GCF is only 4. Now we can divide 4x by 4, that is x, and then divide 12 by 4, and that is plus 3. So this is our answer. Next, we have negative 2y minus 8. So the greatest common factor of negative 2 and minus 8, or we can say negative 8, is negative 2. And then for y, we cannot factor it out, so the GCF is only negative 2. Now let's divide negative 2y divided by negative 2 is y. And negative 8 divided by negative 2 is positive 4. So here is our answer. Now to double check your answer, you can distribute it again, and you will get this answer right here. Now moving on to the third example, we have negative 8z plus 4. So the GCF of negative 8 and 4 is 4. Then let's divide. So negative 8z divided by 4 is negative 2z. Then 4 divided by 4 is 1. So that is plus 1. So this is our answer. Next, we have 6a squared plus 9a. So let's get the GCF of the 6 and the 9, and that is 3. Now, if you can see, both term is with a variable, so we can factor out the a. Now, in terms of factoring, we have to get the variable with the lowest exponent, and that is the a. So that will be 3a for our GCF. That's how we factor the variables. Now, let's divide. So 3a squared divided by 3a is 2a. Then 9a, or positive 9a, divided by 3a is plus 3. So here is our answer. Next, here we have negative 10 and negative 15. So the GCF is negative 5. And then once again, since they have the same variable, so we have to get the variable with the smallest exponent. So that will be negative 5 b squared. Now let's divide. So negative 10 divided by negative 5 is positive 2. Then b cubed divided by b squared is b. You just have to subtract the powers. Now negative 15 divided by negative 5 is positive 3. And b squared divided by b squared is just 1. So this is our answer. Next, we have 6x to the power of 4 minus 9x. So the common factor, or sorry, the GCF of 6 and negative 9 is 3. Now we have x to the power 4 and x. So once again, we're going to get the variable with the lowest power, and that is only x. So the GCF is 3x. Now we're going to divide. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And x to the power 4 divided by x is x cubed. So once again, just subtract the powers. Then negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. Then x divided by x is 1. So this will be our final answer. Next set of example is with two variables. Now let's start getting the GCF of 10, negative 15, and 5. And that is 5. Then for the variable x, the last term, or the pipe y, don't have the x, so we cannot factor the x. Same with the y, because we don't have y on the middle. So let's divide. So 10x squared y divided by 5 is 2x squared y. Then negative 15x to the power 5 divided by 5 is negative 3x to the power of 5. And 5y divided by 5 is y, or plus y. So this is our answer. Next, let's get the GCF of 4, 12, and negative 8, and that is 4. Now let's check the variable x. So we have x cubed, x squared, and x. So we have to get the variable with the lowest power, and that is x. Then y, and y squared. So we're going to get y. Now let's start to divide. So 4x to the power of 3y divided by 4xy. And that will be 4 divided by 4 is 1. X to the power of 3 divided by x is x squared. Then y divided by y is 1. So our answer is only x squared. Better to divide it one by one, so we will not miss any part of the terms. Then 12 divided by 4 is 3, so that will be plus 3. Then x squared divided by x is x. Then y divided by y is 1, so the answer will be just 3x. Next is negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. Then x divided by x is 1. Then y squared divided by y is y. So this is our answer. Next, we have negative 24, negative 8, and negative 16. So the GCF is negative 8. Then we have a cubed, a squared, and a. So we have to get the smallest, and that is the a. Then b squared, b cubed, b to the power of 4. So the smallest power is b squared. So that will be our GCF, negative 8ab squared. Now let's start dividing. So negative 24 divided by negative 8 is positive 3. Then a cubed divided by a is a squared. B squared divided by b squared is just 1. So the answer will be just 3a squared. Then negative 8 divided by negative 8 is positive 1. Then a squared divided by a is just a. And then b cubed divided by b squared is just b. Now if you see here, I'm not writing the 1, because if I'm going to multiply it by 1, it still be the same, and it's not necessary to write the 1 unless the answer is just the 1 without variable. Moving on, so we have negative 16 divided by negative 8 is positive 2. Then a divided by a is 1, and b to the power 4 divided by b to the power of 2 is b squared. So this is our answer. Second way to factoring quadratic is if the numerical coefficient of x squared is 1. So for example, we have x squared plus 6x plus 8. So to factor this, first we need to factor the first term, which is the x squared. So if we have the x squared, the factor of that is x times x. So we're going to use two parentheses. And the first x, we're going to put it here. And the second x, we're going to put on the second parenthesis. Then next is find the factors of the constant term, which is the 8. And then the sum of that should be the middle term. The middle term is positive 6. So if we have 8, let's list down all the factors of 8. That will be 8 times 1, negative 8 times negative 1, 2 times 4, also negative 4 times 2, or negative 2 rather, to make it positive. Now only one here that the sum will be the middle term, and that is 2 times 4, because if we add 2 plus 4, that is equal to 6. The rest of the factors, it will give you a different answer. So here we can put the 2 or plus 2, and here we can put the plus 4. Now you can also interchange the position of 4 and 2. It's still the same. So this will be our answer for the first example. Next set of example for factoring quadratic if the numerical coefficient of x squared is 1. You may pause the video so that you can try it by yourself. Now let's begin. So we have x squared minus 7x plus 12. So we need two parentheses, and then factor the first term, which is the x squared, and that is x times x. So we have to put x on both sides of the parentheses. Then for the constant term of 12, we have to get the factors of 12, and that is 12 times 1, negative 12 times negative 1, 4 times 3, negative 4 times negative 3. Then we have to choose one that the sum will be minus 7, and that is negative 4 and negative 3. Once we add, that will be negative 7. So we can write here minus 4 and minus 3 on the other side. So this is our answer. Next, we have x squared plus 6x minus 16. So again, let's put two parentheses. Then factor x squared, that will be x and x. Then get the constant term, which is negative 16. Okay, whatever the operation here, that will be your sign of your constant term. Then factors of negative 16, that the sum is 6. So let's list it down first. So we can use negative 16 times 1, or 16 times negative 1. We can also use 4 times 4, or the 1 should be negative. We can also use negative 8 times 2, or 8 times negative 2. So among here, our answer will be 8 times negative 2, because once we add that, the answer is the middle term, which is 6. So the answer will be x plus 8 and x minus 2. Then on the third example, again, let's write two parentheses. Then factor x squared, that will be x and x. Then we have the 10 as the constant term. Let's find out all its factors. So that is 5 times 2, or negative 5 times negative 2. So from here we can stop, because negative 5 plus negative 2 is negative 7. So our answer will be x minus 5 and x minus 2. Next is factoring quadratic if the numerical coefficient of x squared is above 1. And we're going to use diamond method. The given here is 3x squared plus 10x plus 3. It's in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So for the diamond method, on the top part, that is a times c, which is 3 times 3, that is 9. And the bottom will be b, that's the value of b, that is 10, right here 10. And then the left and right side is the factors of 9, that the sum is 10. And that is 9 times 1 and 9 plus 1. Because 9 times 1 is 9, and 9 plus 1 is 10. Then we're going to rewrite the expression. Copy the first term, 3x squared. Then instead of 10x, we're going to use 9x and x that represent the 10x. So that will be plus 9x plus x, then copy the last term, plus 3. Okay, and then we're going to group them into 2. Then we're going to use the common factor. The common factor of 3 and 9 is 3. Common factor of x squared and x will be x. Then let's divide. 3x squared divided by 3x is x. Then 9x divided by 3x is plus 3. And then on the second, which is x plus 3, we can factor out 1. So that will be plus 1. Then let's divide. X divided by 1 is x, and 3 divided by 1 is plus 3. You will see you are correct if these two are the same. Okay. Now let's continue. Let's put together all the common factor. That will be 3x plus 1, and just copy 1 of the x plus 3. So this will be our answer. 3x plus 1 and x plus 3. Let's double check our answer. So 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 3 is plus 9x. Then 1 times x is plus x. Then 1 times 3 is plus 3. Then we can add the middle term. That will be 3x squared plus 10x plus 3, which is the same as our given right here. So our answer is correct. Next set of example for factoring quadratic using diamond method. So we have 2y squared plus 7y minus 15. Let's use the diamond method. So the top part will be a times c. So that is 2 times negative 15. That is negative 30. Then down here will be the value of b. That is 7. Then the left and right side will be the factors of negative 30, that the sum is 7. And that is 10 and negative 3. So 10 times negative 3 is negative 30, and 10 minus 3 is 7. Now let's rewrite the expression. So copy the first term. That will be 2y squared. Now instead of 7y, it now become plus 10y minus 3y. Okay, then copy the last term, minus 15. Then we're going to group them into 2. Then common factor. So 2 and 10, the GCF is 2. Y squared and y, so that will be y. Then let's divide. 2y squared divided by 2y is y. Then 10y divided by 2y is plus 5. Next we have negative 3y and minus 15. So the GCF of negative 3 and negative 15 is negative 3. Then let's divide. Negative 3y divided by negative 3 is y. Then negative 15 divided by negative 3 is positive 5. Then we're going to put together, or the common factor will be 2y minus 3. And we're just going to copy one of this y plus 5. So y plus 5. So this will be our answer. Next we have 5x squared minus 13x minus 6. So let's use the diamond method. So the top part will be 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. Then the bottom will be the value of b, and that is negative 13. Now the left and right side will be the factors of negative 30, that the sum is negative 13. And that will be negative 15 and positive 2. Now let's rewrite, copy the first term, 5x squared. Then instead of minus 13x, it will now become minus 15x, then plus 2x. Then copy minus 6. Then group them into 2. Then common factor of 5 and 15, that will be 5. X squared and x, that will be x. Now let's divide 5x squared divided by 5x is x. Then negative 15x divided by 5x is minus 3. On the other side, we have 2x minus 6. The common factor is plus 2. Now let's divide 2x divided by 2 is x. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Now let's put together the common factor, which is 5x plus 2, and just copy one factor of x minus 3. And this will be our answer for this expression. Next type of factoring is by grouping. And to do that, group the first two terms into a pair and second two terms into a pair. Factor out each pair, then find the common factors of the pair and factor them out. Rewrite the equation accordingly. So for the first example, we have 12a cubed minus 9a squared plus 4a minus 3. So we're going to pair them, first two and the last two. Then we're going to factor out. So we have 12 and negative 9. So that will be, the common factor will be 3. And then a cubed, a squared. So we're going to get the variable with the lowest exponent. That is a squared. Now let's divide. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Then a cubed divided by a squared is a. Then negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. Then a squared divided by a squared is 1. So that's the first pair. For the second pair, we have 4a minus 3. We cannot factor out anything except for 1. So that will be plus 1. Then just copy everything, 4a minus 3. Then we're going to put together the common factor. That will be 3a squared plus 1. And we just have to copy one of this 4a minus 3. 4a minus 3. So this will be our answer. Next, we have 2p cubed plus 5p squared plus 6p plus 15. So let's group them into 2. So this will be our first group, and this will be our second group. So 2 and 5, there's no GCF for that, but we can get from p cubed and p squared, and that is p squared. So we're going to divide it. 2p cubed divided by 2p squared. That will be 2p. Then 5p squared divided by p squared is plus 5. Then here, 6 and 15, it is by 3, so plus 3. Then we're going to divide that. 6p divided by 3 is 2p. And 15 divided by 3 is plus 5. Again, you will see if you are correct if these two are the same. Then put together the common factor, p squared plus 3. Then just copy 1 of the 2p plus 5. So this will be our answer for this expression. Another type of factoring is difference of two squares. So to use this, we are going to follow a plus b multiplied by a minus b. So let's try the first example. We have x squared minus 25. X squared will be your a and the 25 will be the b. Now let's write two parentheses and with plus and minus. Then to get the value of a and b, we have to square root the a. So square root of x squared is x. So we have to write it here for both sides. Then we're going to do also square root for the b, which is square root of 25, and that is 5. And we have to write it for both sides of the factors. So here is your answer. So to double check, x times x is x squared. Then x times negative 5 is negative 5x. Then 5 times x is plus 5x. And 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. Then as you can see here, the middle part will be 0. And the answer will be x squared minus 25, which is the same as our expression right here. Next, we have 4x squared minus 16. So let's write two parentheses and plus and minus. Then let's take the square root of 4x squared, and that is 2x. And square root of 16 is 4. And let's write it for both sides. So here's your answer for the 4x squared minus 16. It's now time to check your understanding. Pause the video and comment below your answers or questions about factoring polynomials. And remember, math is more than a procedure. It's a powerful habit of thinking.